Basketball fans, welcome back. So Chris Middleton knew his time with the Milwaukee Bucks was coming to an end before the franchise traded him over this winter. So let's just talk about this. So Chris Middleton, he's now a member of the Wizards. I mean, he got traded prior to the trade deadline. I can even say at that trade deadline period, and at least we can say he achieved that objective of winning that championship and helping Giannis win that championship in 2021. So a lot of times we see superstars join up and not be able to win a championship. Most notable, we have the failed big three in the Brooklyn Nets with KD, Kyrie, and Harden at some point in the same team, but they still couldn't be able to get the job done. Then we have the failed super team that failed duo with the Clippers, where PG he couldn't be able to get himself together with Kawhi to be able to win it, but injuries were stepped in and they were the main reason as to why. But at least we were able to see Chris Middleton go at the apex, at the peak of basketball, and be able to even grab a championship. So even if he got traded, he knew his time is up with the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Milwaukee Bucks bid farewell to a franchise legend this winter as Chris Middleton was traded by the team after spending 12 seasons with the Bucks. So Middleton was moved to the Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma in a multi-team deal. It helps the franchise contend now and for longer, with Kuzma being 3 years younger than Middleton. So one thing I noticed about this trade was even Kyle Kuzma, he won a championship in 2020. Then he got traded to the Washington Wizards in that Westbrook deal. So for some time, I felt like for the NBA, you must be part of a winning organization to be able to compete. But for a player, one thing I noticed was it doesn't matter which organization you are, just make sure to grind it and just make sure you're consistent in what you're doing. Because a championship contender is going to identify your skill set and they're going to trade for you in maybe in the off season or even in the prior to the trade deadline, so they can be able to fix some issues in the team. So as long as you keep working, and the player who is even in the bad team, you show that you're productive, you will still have a spot in any contending roster. And as we speak right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are looking to go back to the NBA Finals. I mean, since 2021, they have been unsuccessful in getting back there. So it is what it is. So Middleton spoke to the Athletic about the Bucks deciding to move on from him, with the forward positively reflecting on his time with the Bucks, but ultimately agreeing that his time simply just ran out. So he came out and said this.
Yeah, it was tough. Definitely emotional. For a couple of days, just trying to figure all out. Reminisce, think about all the ups and downs, or just my time in Milwaukee, in general. And after those couple of days, I think the emotion I came from was just being grateful for the most part that I could be somewhere for so long of my career. Anything that could happen for one. Two, how it started, me just being, throw in piece, however you want to say it, in the trade and be one of the top franchise players. It's pretty cool when I say it now, when I think about it. So it's definitely sad that, I'm not in that uniform anymore because I've accomplished so much on and off the court, but I still get to play basketball just for a different team now. So that's the part I'm still happy about. It's funny how things work out. My first game is going to be against my old team, but it's going to be fun. They're in a different stage of their season. We're in a different stage of our season. And weird as it may seem, to me, like I'm just trying to approach it as a normal game. I played against a lot of those guys when they were on different teams, except for Giannis, Brook, Pat, a couple of those guys. But we played against them in practice every day. So I think that's what more it'll feel like. It'll feel like a practice that's official. So I'm excited. Get to talk a little trash with some of those guys. Get to bunk them like we normally do, but now it's foul call. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun night.
So that's what Middleton said. So Middleton became a three-time All-Star with the Bucks and was instrumental in helping them secure that 2021 championship. However, injury troubles over the last few seasons ensured he couldn't produce at the level his contract justified. So he averaged 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists this season, before being traded. So he joined the franchise with his debut season being the same as Giannis Antetokounmpo's rookie season. While being teammates for years, their time together has officially run out. So Middleton averaged 17.1 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in 735 games with the franchise. He undoubtedly will have his jersey retired one day, but he has to reconcile with spending the rest of his career outside the Bucks family that he came to love. So Middleton knew it was hard to fit him alongside Giannis and Lillard because the whole identity of the team changed when Jrue Holiday got traded away and they brought in Damian Lillard. So in his interview, The Athletic, Middleton spoke frankly about the challenges of playing alongside Giannis and Damian Lillard, with all the three being at their best with the ball. So with Kyle Kuzma, the Bucks have a more versatile wing option whose primary trait isn't scoring. He's a more impactful defender and rebounder at his stage of his career, while being able to score within the flow of the offense. So Middleton's time with the Milwaukee Bucks is over, but his legacy is cemented. So Khris Middleton has had a very good career with the Milwaukee Bucks, and I must say, at least he was able to get that ring alongside Giannis, and he was a very important and contributing factor. And as he continues in the next chapter, I mean, the Washington Wizards are not going to contend for a championship, but he can just ride out his career slowly as it just carries on. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section what you think about this. I'm going to talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.
It doesn't matter. As much as you're able to deal with it, it still hurts. Because those are your guys that, especially the guys that you've won with, they're like family to you. Being here together for 12 years, spent so many moments together. I've been around Khris more than I've been around my brothers and my family. I've had incredible moments on the court with him. Everybody's going to miss him.
And obviously Khris Middleton's been here for 12 years, man, and he's a legend in Milwaukee, NBA champion, All-Star. For sure, his jersey's going in the Raptors one day. I'll be attending that for sure. We'll all be bald probably by then. Khris will be bald for sure. But it's great, man. It's sad, but at the same time, it's a business. You have to understand the business of the game. You're going to be in rumors. You're going to be in trade talks, wherever it is. But the one constant thing that you always have to do is show up every night and, give it your all.